Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about micro teaching. So it is a method of teaching. So coming to introduction first. So the word micro teaching, it is first discovered by the A.W. Dwight Allen of the Stanford University in 1963. So in 1963 he was the first person who discovered this word, that is micro teaching. It means it is a training technique and it is a innovation method of teaching. So this is the introduction of micro teaching. Okay, so now I am going to see the scaling down technique. See, micro teaching also called as scaling down technique also. Why? Scale down means reducing size and number. So in the micro teaching, the name itself, it describes that micro means small. Teaching means we are going to teach the person. So in a small teaching. So scaling down technique means we are going to reduce the size and number of classroom teaching. So in that, the class is reduced to 5 to 10 pupils, means students. So normally we have like 40, 50, 60 students, but in case of micro teaching there will be only 5 to 10 students. Then the time also will be reduced. Normally we will take 30 minutes, 35 or 45 minutes class, but in case of micro teaching we are going to take only 5 to 15 minutes class. Next, the size of the content also reduce. So for all the topics it is not possible to teach the micro teaching. So only if some topic is there that will be suited for the micro teaching. So what will happen? The content of the teaching will be reduced. Only one teaching skill is practiced at a time. It means during the teaching we are going to use lecture method, sometimes we will show demonstration method, we are going to use so many abbreviates, there will be a group discussion method. But in case of micro teaching we can use only one skill at a time. Now coming to the definition. So there are two definitions I have mentioned according to, first one is according to Allen D.W. in 1963 he told micro teaching is a scale down teaching encounter in class size and class time. So scale down means reducing in the size and number. So it is a teaching which is used in the class size and class time. Next one, according to Percy B.K. in 1976, he told that the most important point in micro teaching is that the teaching is practiced in terms of definable, observable, measurable and controllable teaching skill. So now we'll see what are the objectives of micro teaching. The first one, to lessen the complexities that exist in micro classes. So it means some complicated things will be there that we can clarify through micro teaching. Second objectives is to develop the confidence in student teacher with educate motivation. So it will helps in the student to develop the teaching capacity with the educate motivation because they have a less content to teach. The next objective is to practice teaching in a short duration of time. So we'll give only like 5 to 10 minutes. So in that duration they can practice the teaching service. Next, to identify the deficiencies of the student teacher. So in that time we can identify what are the deficiencies there while they are teaching, what are the things they are missing, where they have to improve, which part they need and improve. So that can be identified through the teaching process. Next, it will give a immediate feedback to enable them to modify their teaching behavior, so which is not possible for the classroom method or lecture method. So in this what will happen, the teachers, the student teachers, they'll get a immediate feedback so they can clarify or they can improve themselves. The next objective is to encourage the researcher identify new teaching skill and develop new teaching training program. Next we are going to see what are the characteristics of micro teaching or features of micro teaching. So first one, it is an experiment in the field of teacher education. So obviously this is we are going to use where in the teaching field. The next characteristics is the skill training technique. It is not a teaching technique. In this we are going to see the skill of the person. not the teaching, because within a 5 or 10 minutes it is not able to teach someone, but we can see the person's skill. It is a scaled down teaching techniques, and it provides immediate feedback, and it advocates the choice and practice of one skill at a time, and it is highly individualized training device. Next, we are going to see the micro teaching procedure, or we'll call it is a micro teaching cycle. So in that we have total 6 phases. Okay, you can see in the picture. First one is planning, then we have teach, feedback, replan, reteach, and refeedback. So what we will do in the first step is plan. In it we have to plan for the teaching. Okay, this is the content I am going to teach for 5 to 10 minutes. So after planning, we are going to take the class, or we are going to teach, that is for 6 minutes. That is the second phase. After 6 minute teaching, immediately the observer or the supervisor, they'll give the feedback. So once you get the feedback, again we are going to do the replanning. Whatever correction they have given, based on that we are going to plan it again. That's why it is called as replanning. So it needs almost 12 minutes. So after replanning, again we are going to teach, that is reteach, that is take 6 minutes. So once you finish reteach, again they are going to give refeedback. So obviously it will take 6 minutes. So that's why it is called as a micro teaching cycle. Now we are going to learn about the phases of micro teaching. So in the micro teaching we have a 3 phase: knowledge, skill, and transfer phase. So in the first, knowledge acquisition phase, or we can call it is a free active phase. So in that what we will do, we will going to observe the demonstration skill, and we are going to analyze and discuss the demonstration. The demonstration means how they are showing it. Okay. Second one is skill acquisition phase, or we are going to call it is an interactive phase. It means we are going to prepare the lesson, we are going to practice the skill, and we are going to provide the feedback. The last phase of micro teaching is transfer phase. It means post active phase. So in that, transfer of skill to actual teaching situation, whatever you have faced or whatever you have prepared, that we are going to show in an actual situation. So these are the 3 phases of micro teaching: pre-active, interactive, and post-active. Now coming to the steps involved in micro teaching. So what are the steps is that the first steps, there will be a orientation. We are going to orient to person. Next we are going to discuss the teaching skill. Next we are going to select the particular teaching skill. Among so many teaching skill, which one you are going to practice? Next we are going to present the model. Next we are going to do the observation of model lesson and criticism, like if you are having any things to say about the topic, about the model. Next, preparation of micro lesson plan. After that you are going to write the lesson plan. Next what we are going to do, we are going to practice of the skill as a teach session. So like we are going to teach, so before that only we are going to practice. Next, immediately we are going to provide the feedback on feedback session. Then after feedback, if anything is there to improve, we are going for replan, reteach, and refeedback. And that is called integration of teaching skill. So everything we are going to get in a one form. So this is about the steps of micro teaching. So it's like almost like your cycle. So next one is sources of feedback, like how you are going to get the feedback about your classes. So first one is oral feedback. So like the person who is supervising you, that person will give immediate oral feedback. And sometime after the class, if you are giving the questionnaire to the person or students, they'll give the written one. So that is also as a feedback. You can see audio tape recording or video tape recording. If you are recording your class, that you can take as a feedback, or if you are doing a video recording, that you can take as a feedback source. Next, coming to the principles of underlying micro teaching. So what are the principles that you have to follow while taking micro classes or micro teaching? First one, you have to practice it. Second one, reinforcement, like you have to strengthen it. Experimentation, you have to do so many times. You are going to evaluate yourself, and you are going to precise the supervision. It is not possible to take a whole thing, so you are going to concise it, and there should be a continuity. So this is about the principles of micro teaching. Next one is role of supervisor. So when the student teacher is going for micro teaching, what are the roles as a teacher or as a supervisor they have to play? The first one, developing ability to perform a skill. We have to teach the student about the skill, how to perform. Next one is to understand the application of skill. We should understand how they are going to, what are the skill they are going to apply in the teaching process. Then working with the trainee means the person who is going to teach, with them we have to talk, we have to discuss. Then visiting school, you have to see so many places, then only you have to come to know that how it is going on. Then supervising the lesson, you have to sit and you have to see how they are taking class. Next one is evaluating the lesson. So this is about the role of teachers. So our next part is merits or advantages of micro teaching. As you know, all the teaching methods we have some advantage and some disadvantage. So here also micro teaching, it has some advantages, like it will easy the normal, like some complication what we will face in the normal classes, it will be reduced because it is a for short duration. It is more manageable than the classroom teaching, and it is focused only on particular skill. It is all observable and demonstrable and the qualifiable skill, and it's conductive and healthy atmosphere because people will be less and time also it will be less, so there will be no boarding session, and it give you immediate feedback, and it caters to the individual differences. So we'll come to know everyone teaching, the way of their teaching, or the what is the process they are following their teachings. And it helps in the reducing the time and energy, and modification of behavior and learning of specific task occurs. So as you know, it is a small process, so what will happen, we can focus on some particular skill. Next, coming to limitation, or you can say disadvantage. So first of all, it is costly, it is narrow scope, and it is disturb existing timetable. Presentation in part, because you are going to present in front of someone, so you will feel like maybe low because you will not be comfort to face someone who is sitting in your class. It is difficulty in actual practice. No, we are not going to teach the student in for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, we are going to take 45 minutes, so in the actual practice it will be difficult. In that only we are going to know the skill of the person. It will not be that much beneficial for the student. Next, feedback requires equipments, without that it cannot be successful, and it requires trained competent teacher educators to observe or to supervise the student teacher, and it's skill oriented and not have any provision for the content orientation, because within 5 or 10 minutes it is not possible to teach the topic or complete the topic. So only we can see the person's skill, we are not going to see the student how much they have knowledge gain, and it is not sufficient to teach something. So this is about the disadvantage or limitation of micro teaching. Thank you guys. So with this we have finished micro teaching as a method of teaching.